Hey, Joe Davis here with IMM Insurance Marketing Mastery, and today I want to talk to you about the number one objection we get when presenting life insurance, all right? So there's a lot of them out there, obviously, but, and I'm not talking about the spouse objection, right? Because we know a lot of ways to overcome that, but the number one objection when it comes to life insurance is what? I'll wait for it. I have it through work already, right? We hear that one all the time, and now you might have heard other ways to overcome that objection. You know, a lot of the cookie cutter, experts, they'll say, well, it's usually not enough life insurance, or, you're not in control of the policy. What happens if you leave the job? And those can work. But when we overcome an objection, especially with something like life insurance, right? So it's not like auto or home insurance where you absolutely legally need to have it. Life insurance is optional. You don't have to have life insurance. So when overcoming an objection for a product that's optional, you have to really find a way to light a fire into somebody to overcome that objection. All right. And so by saying, you should have control of your policy. If you leave your job, it might not transfer, yada, yada, yada. That is right. There's nothing wrong with saying that. It's right information, but it's not going to light that fire to get that person to say, oh, wait, no, I do need my own policy. But what is, right? So what's the one thing that most people, I don't care if you're Democrat, Republican, in the middle, rich or poor, what is the one thing that peeves us all the most, right? It's taxes. It's the government taking your money. So if you look it up, and each state can be a little bit different, right? So check that. But overall, throughout the entire United States, if you have a life policy through work, something were to happen to you, the government will tax that money. Why? So obviously, I'm not an absolute, master's degree type person when it comes to taxation, but I do know this. Because it's a life policy through work, majority of them, either they're group policies or somehow they're subsidized through somebody's company. So they're not fully paying the entire premium of what it would be if it were a private policy. Therefore, because of that, once the death benefit is engaged, right, somebody dies and the money goes out, they get taxed off of that, right, because it was subsidized either through the company or through a group rate, whatever the case may be. So if you really want to overcome that objection of, I got life insurance through work, I don't really need a separate policy, hit them back with that. Well, if something were to happen to you and your life policy through work is all you have, your family actually can get taxed under your current tax bracket, which that can be up to 35-40%. And so if you have a $100,000 policy through work, Uncle Sam might get about 40 grand of that. Right? And so sticking your family with 60,000 or whatever the case may be, depending on their numbers. But that is going to get a much better reaction to overcome that objection than, you really should have control over your own policy. And what if you leave your job? People aren't thinking like that, right? People aren't thinking, if they're at a job, they've been there a while, they're not thinking they could get laid off. Well, they could, but they're not thinking about it or thinking it will happen. Or, if they're 20 years away from retirement, they're not worried about taking that policy, right, in 20 years. That's not in the forefront of their mind. But if something were to happen to them tomorrow, Uncle Sam's going to get a big chunk of change that's not going to go to their family. So there you have it. That is how you're going to overcome really the number one objection when it comes to purchasing a life insurance policy. All right, so if you want to check more out, I got a bunch of stuff on my website. We also actually right now have our life course out there too, so you can check that out. That's going to be open still for a little bit longer. But other than that, guys, hit me up if you have any questions. Leave comments below. If you agree or disagree, or maybe you have a better one, a better way to overcome that objection, love to hear it. You can email me, joe@imwithdavis.com. Check out the website, imwithdavis.com. Other than that, guys, I will talk to you later. Make it a great day. Bye.